5 things very few people on the planet can do. Most people are similar when it comes to physical shape. Some of us can run faster or have a better eyesight, but average, we all walk at the same speed and need the same amount of sleep hours. However, these rules don't apply for a small group of people among us who have superhero abilities. Are you intrigued? Then watch this video until the end to find out who they are. But before we start, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Hand dexterity. Studies have shown that about 10% of world's population are left-handed. But have you ever heard of an unusual phenomenon called ambidexterity? Turns out that only 1% of the world's population have this trait. A person with this ability cannot just use one, but both hands with equal speed and efficiency. A good example is the artist Raja Sena from Netherlands, who can draw amazing paintings in the hyperrealism genre, with both hands at the same time. However, ambidextrous people often face difficulties. Studies have shown that mixed-handed children have higher rate of learning and attention issues such as ADHD. By the way, people tend to confuse ambidextrous with ambisinistral people. Those who are ambisinistral have tried to train their brain to write or do something with both hands, but they are not as proficient. What about you? Are you a part of this 1%? Endless running. The simple thought of running a marathon can sound unbearable for some people. Indeed, a person without experience will have to train a lot to prepare for such achievement. Meanwhile, superheroes like Rob Young show some extraordinary skills. The man once ran 370 marathons in a year. Can you imagine a marathon per day? But why he decided to do that? In fact, it was for a good cause. Rob was raising money for charity to help orphans. He spent most of his childhood in an orphanage and later in a foster family, so he knows firsthand how difficult it is. How can we not admire this person? Water sommelier. We all know that a person can survive without water much less than without food, and you have to drink half a gallon of water per day. But it's hard sometimes to force yourself to do it, since water is a colorless and tasteless element. However, Marty Rees from Los Angeles would definitely disagree with that statement. This man is a water sommelier. Yes, such a profession exists. He can distinguish water in just one sip, and can even tell you from which region the water came from. The man attributes his superpower to the high sensitivity of his palate and says that he begins to notice it since he was a kid. By the way, this unusual profession has become so popular that Martin teaches hundreds of students all over the world. He also creates entire water menus in different restaurants and provides consulting service for the largest companies. In order to preserve his gift, Martin abstains from smoking, coffee, and other products with a strong taste. It is difficult to imagine a more unique profession. Tongue rolling. Human body have many muscles, which means that different people can do different things with them. The tongue muscle, for example, might be more flexible for some than others. While for some people it sounds impossible to roll their tongue, others can even make a flower out of it without breaking a sweat. According to scientists, this ability depends on your genetics. Nevertheless, if you are persistent enough, you can develop the ability through training. The God of Balance. Are you one of those people who can't even walk in the curb without wobbling? We definitely understand you, though most likely this would be an easy task for the guy from our last story. This superhero from China only needs 2 bamboos to cross an entire river. You heard me right. He only needs 1 bamboo to stand on and the other to paddle and maintain his balance. The story of how this unusual sport started is even more interesting. In an evening of 2014, the man missed the last boat home. Desperate, he decided to use a bamboo pole which he could easily find. Of course, his first few tries were not successful, but the Chinese guy was up to the challenge and continued to train. As you can see, things work out for him. By the way, this art is widespread in China. Some dancers even perform traditional dances on bamboo poles. Others even race each other. Imagine how developed their sense of balance must be. What about you? Do you have any exceptional skills? Share with us in the comments below. And don't forget to hit the subscribe and the like buttons. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.